Previously on Dumbgeons and Dragons.
Maybe we should check in with Leosin?
I guess. I mean, honestly, we need some direction about what we need to do.
Well, we need to go to the Wizards of the Thay.
Yeah, and we need to figure out how we're going to do that.
You make your way back up and into Leosin's chambers. What do you know about Thay?
Oh, nothing?
They're not good guys.
Yeah, I can't say anything really rings a bell.
It's a little unsettling when you go there. The ones that are helping the cult of the dragon, they are run by Rathmodar, who was exiled by the Red Wizards of Thay. Anytime you address someone, it is best to address them with both their title and their name.
This is gonna go great, guys.
It is,
Totally.
because I remember names really well.
Yep.
And I pronounce them impeccably.
Yes, you make it to the teleportation chamber. Leosin and Lady Laryl Silverhand and Nye Ilmench. And she begins a ritual. You quickly arrive into a luxurious chamber, and she leads you to 3 rooms.
Do you have any experience with, like, souls being trapped in bodies? My name's Bort. I've been trapped in this dwarf's body for a while now, and I want out.
Welcome to Dumbgeons and Dragons. We're a D&D 5th edition actual play podcast, and I'm your Dungeon Master, Russ More. And with me today is Amy Moore.
Why I gotta be first? I play Thia Amastacia.
And Carla Johnson.
What is it? Golden bronze goddess? But not. I play Nulara Moonbrook.
And Tom Laird.
Why I gotta be last? And I play Flint Firebeard.
Thank you.
I didn't stay on theme. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Well, it's okay. We bookended you.
Yeah.
Bronze goddess. Where is your tan, Carla?
Well,
Right?
Did you leave it in Mexico? Did they make you leave it at the border? They were like, you can't take that with you to Canada. You'll make everyone feel bad.
Anything to declare? No, I'll just leave my tan
I
here.
wasn't even allowed to get one. I do have a tan for me. I'm a very pale person, FYI.
Yeah, I
People
don't know
who
what that's
only
like.
know what I sound like. So for me, I do have a tan. Not really visible on Skype because I'm very good about facial sunscreen. Oh, also, I was in Mexico. Did I say that? I feel like none of that
No, we
made
just
any
jumped right
sense.
into
I'm
it.
just talking about my tan. I was in
Carla-
Mexico for 10 days.
Carla
It
was in
wonderful.
Mexico. And
Abandoned us.
now we're back playing games and very happy about it.
Very happy about it. I missed my
missed you
friends.
guys.
No, I missed
It
you
was
guys
only
too.
2 weeks, but it felt like so long. I
It
only
did
got to
feel
play
like a
one
long
other game
time.
during that time.
Jeez,
Oh, I'm sorry,
Louise.
Russ.
Right?
So much happened in that time. It was forever.
I'm sorry that I forgot how to play.
Yeah, me too.
I'm apologizing
The
in
preemptive
advance.
apology. I love it.
It's
Also, if we're
Sorry.
just apologizing, I'm also getting sick, so I don't sound the best. I'm sorry for that.
It's that season.
I don't think I have much to apologize for. I did play D&D the other night with my brother, his wife, and their daughter, so maybe...
So you're fresh.
Yeah, there we go. I'm like ready to go.
You're
I don't
ready.
apologize.
There you
Yeah.
go.
That's good.
Whoa.
How un-Canadian.
I was going to say a strong anti-Canadian stance from Tom.
And a place where you can get even more apologies.
Hmm.
No.
Try again.
That's true.
And the place where...
Segway master. Waiting for it. I gave you a
That's
theme
not
song.
Russ is
happening.
making the segue.
It's not happening. Patreon.com/dumbdragoncast.
It's
The
sick.
ultimate
No, wait.
segue.
The ultimate segue. Just jump right into it.
Just
Yeah.
yell it out.
You can join us over there. And we have a wonderful community of fabulous people.
True, the best people.
The best people. And when you are a patron of ours, you get an episode dedicated to you. Like today's episode is dedicated to the lovely Eli McElveen and Sean Howard.
Yay,
Thanks, Eli and Sean.
You guys are awesome.
Now, it might seem like we're doubling up, but they put their names all in the same thing.
Oh, yeah. Fair enough,
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
Eli McElveen and Sean Howard, they run those podcasts, Alba Salix and The End of Time and Other Bothers.
The End of Time and Other Bothers is a great name for a podcast.
It is. And they are very funny.
Super funny.
It is a funny one. Their characters are great.
And you know what? We're going to get to meet them when we go to PodCon in Seattle, because they're going
Whoa.
to!
Which is like less than 2 months, you guys.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's coming up real soon.
The only other check was to check Tom's audio. But
Yay.
we've already done that, so
Yeah, I
we're
checked
good.
it before.
Yay.
I even checked it while we were on Skype originally to make sure that Skype wasn't fucking with it, and it seems fine.
And you know what? Audio things happen. We still put
Yep.
out some great episodes.
apologies about the audio.
And
but
now we're back to
hopefully
crystal clear Tom, which
it'll be
will-
good
So
going
crispy.
forward.
Which we're good
So
talking about this
crispy.
so much, and then when we get it. Yeah.
Oh, it better not be bad when
better
I
not be
stop
bad.
this file.
Fuck it, let's play D&D.
Woohoo!
Everybody remember where we were? You guys
Thay.
have talked about
Thay, we're in Thay.
We're in Thay. We're in our theme rooms in
Badass
Thay.
theme room, yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
I've got Arabian Nights
Remember
happening.
what your theme room feels
Yeah.
like.
It's Arabian Nights. I'm lounging on silk pillows. There's just like oranges and pinks everywhere. It's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure I've got like an elven theme going on, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm. Mine's very like northern and frost gianty and like
Hearths and fur rugs and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Tom or Flint's was the very hardest for me to remember because I haven't edited that far, and I was like, "What the fuck was his?" And I had to ask Amy because it was like he went with like an elven tree thing. I was like, "Oh fuck!"
He
right.
got desperate. He was like, "Did you hear that?" He was like, "Oh my god, I racked my brain and I couldn't find my notes and I didn't edit." And then eventually, I had to ask the other person who actually did the podcast,
Ugh.
and it
I like
turns
to-
out she remembered. Oh my god!
It wasn't a slight against you. It's
No,
just-
but I mean, come on. It's a real good chance that I wasn't going to remember
Yeah.
because it didn't have to do with
It's like-
me, and I'm super
This is a
selfish.
real solid chance, guys.
So you have entered your respective rooms, doors closed behind you. Nye Ilmich said that she would call upon you when Tharchion Iseldra Yeth is ready for you. Flint! And you are Flint right now.
Yes.
Yeah. I remember that too. In your room, there is in each of your rooms, but we'll start with Flint, there is a table by a fireplace with food and a pitcher of ale as well as a jug of water. A note is left beside with a bell, and the note says, ring for service. So your whole room is an elven oasis, a treetop village. Very misty, very earthy. Not what a dwarf would normally wish for, but you have.
That's
And
right.
This is what you have. So you've got some time, you've got some food, you've got some things. What do you want to do while you're in?
I don't know. Probably just relax. I mean, the last few days haven't been like harrowing, but they've been very busy. Be nice to just take a break.
Sounds good.
You'll have a Kit Kat bar, etc.
Ah,
There is a very comfortable hammock set up in the main living space of this area that you are in.
Flint does love him a hammock.
cue to a really funny little montage of him trying to get in the hammock.
Yeah, how
and a
high
lot
is it
of,
hung
like,
up? It'd be hard.
spinning and like arms and legs and like a big knot in the middle. Like
It's
yeah.
just high enough to be awkward.
Perfect.
Like everything else in this room is perfect except for the height of the hammock.
But that's what I really, really want.
Yeah.
So
he
I'll suffer
climbs the
through.
tree and does a fall onto the
should I roll some sort of dex roll to get in this hammock, Russ?
Oh no, we're just leaving that in the minds of the people just to
Okay,
see how
perfect.
well you do. Some of them,
In my
you'll-
mind,
it'll
you're
be
still
perfect.
struggling to get in.
Oh yeah, the struggle is real.
You have a real good nap when you're done though, because you will have
Oh.
earned it.
Yeah.
It's tuckered right out.
Sounds good. All right, we'll leave you to struggle with your hammock. Nulara, you are in this ice cave. This frost giant's, very reminiscent of a frost giant's lair. There are large polar bear pelts. There's furs and very heavy, thick fabrics laid upon the large bed. As well, in your room, there is a very comfortable, large chair beside a fireplace, and the same table of food, pitcher of ale, and clean jug of water, with the same note, ring for service, with a little bell beside it. What are you doing in this room?
I think probably first I'm gonna like walk around and touch everything like Carla does in real life when she goes places.
Of course.
Carla's not
Because, like-
invited over anymore.
But just like something that's so texture rich, like
Yeah.
if there are furs and like rich velvets and things, I'm gonna want to like walk around and pet everything, see what feels nice. I'm probably going to drink some water and eat some of that food. And then probably also just, like, relax. Because, yeah, it hasn't been an exciting few days, but I suspect there are some exciting times ahead, so always best to relax while you can. Like in real life, when you should always, like, eat or go pee whenever you can, just in case. Mm-hmm. So always a good idea.
Naturally. That's good. You do that. You settle up in the chair, wherever you are comfortable, and you start relaxing for a good long while, and then you hear the dagger in your head. Stuck at the mercy of the Red Wizards, are you? Not a great place to be in. Thia, you're in a room very reminiscent of the region of Chult. So very rich in satins and linens and all sorts of very comfortable and desert and
a lot of flowy robes.
Things. Lots of flowy robes and
tapestries
pillows.
And just
jewel tones.
All those things.
Golds.
Very rich plush bed. Big massive fireplace. Again, a spread of food and ale and water. Same note. Ring for service and a tiny bell. What are you doing in this room?
Oh, Thia looks around and is just like, she's like, oh, this is just exactly what I wanted. And she immediately strips off all of her clothes and crawls into the bed and just rolls around naked on the fabrics. Because if you have all those rich fabrics,
you gotta get them.
You gotta get it all over your body. And Thia's kind of a nudist a little bit. She just likes, anytime a door closes, I believe she takes off her pants. That's how I imagine her to be. Similar to myself, right? You get home after a day's work, you're like, I'm not wearing real clothes anymore. Only she just like full on goes buck ass naked.
It only took 64 episodes to figure that out.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
We knew she slept naked.
Character development, Russ.
Well, we don't spend a lot of times in like fancy hotel rooms, Russ.
Unknowing how long you have in this room, you have stripped completely naked.
It's true. Someone could be in 5 minutes, but Thea's like, this might be the only time I get to have in this bed.
Exactly.
I very much the way Nulara is thinking right now. And Flint, if you have some time to relax, like, just take it. So I'm taking it. I'm taking
Pants
it.
off, dance off.
There's no pants party here.
Back to Flint. A knock comes to the door as you are relaxing, chillaxing, all cool.
Am I shooting some b-ball outside of the school?
You might be.
A couple of guys who were up to no good started making trouble in my neighborhood.
That's who's knocking on the
Got
door.
one little
perfect. How long does it take me to get out of the hammock?
Roll for hammock.
Okay, I'm going to roll a straight up D20 hammock roll, and it's a 10. I split the difference.
Oh dear. 30 minutes later.
No, I mean...
Wait, because what a success would have been 15 minutes?
I guess.
It's a tough roll. No, it takes you, we'll say, like 30 seconds of struggling, good hard struggling to get out of this hammock. But
Can we hear the grunting that we would be heard from behind the door? Like, what kind of noises is Flynn making?
Don't know what's going on in there.
They're like...
We'll come back. It's okay.
Long enough that there's a hesitant second knock, so we'll say that.
Okay, coming. And I go and answer the door.
You open the door to a pale-faced human who stands before you, and you see greens and blues blotched all over the man's visible skin. With cloudy eyes, he looks down at you because he is much taller than you as you open the door. And he says, "Master Firebeard, or other soul, you have placed a request for a certain ritual?"
Oh, yeah, that would be the other guy asked for that. But yeah, kind of, we're curious of how to get this other dude out of my head.
Yes. The great Zaz Tam has been approached about your request, and Zaz Tam can help you Zaztam has the power to grant all requests.
So I'm imagining, like, kind of like the movie Kazam or Shazam.
Zaztam.
What
If
that
he
would be
could
like.
say Zaztam after he casts every single spell, that would be great.
It would be. Sorry.
Zaztam. Yeah, let's, can I go see him now? Is he coming here? What do you have in mind?
He would not see you particularly,
Oh, okay.
but he could grant you what you request. The ritual involves removing the unwanted soul. In this case, he looks down at you. I believe the Dragonborn's soul. And placing it into a new host.
Yeah, that would be great, because, I mean, I want him to have somewhere to go. I just don't want him to stop existing.
Well, hosts are plentiful here in Thay.
Yeah, you guys are like a bunch of liches, right?
No.
Is that an offensive term? Should
I know,
you
I
have
was
said
like, is that
My bad.
racist in
My
world?
bad.
Is that
I
what
don't
you mean?
know.
Like, are you undead? It's like, actually would prefer to be called, like, previously living.
I must have been misinformed. I'm sorry about that.
There is but one lich, the great Zaztam.
I was going to say, is it Zaztam?
Yes. Yes, it is. Yes, souls, however, are harder to come by.
And I didn't mean it as like a pejorative. You know the old saying, liches kill bitches.
That old positive saying.
Yep.
He has a very confused look on his face. He says, I don't believe I have heard that one before.
Oh, it's all the rage. Back in and around Waterdeep.
He has a bit of a disgusted look on his face. He says, yes, okay. While Zaztam can grant you your request, he requires only one thing.
Okay.
We must be upfront about these things. You and the unwanted soul will become a follower of the great Zaztam.
Wait, both of us?
You will aid him and his military in bringing down his enemies in Rathmodar, as well as aiding in greater battles against enemies in Rashomon and beyond.
Well, I mean, we're kind of doing our part to not let Tiamat rise. Does that count towards my tally on the good side of things?
Zaztam deals in bargains 1 for 1.
So, yes?
The offer is...
I mean, I'm not opposed to the idea of helping him out, just like we are busy with this other world-saving mission at the moment.
Yes.
I mean, I'm sure Bor would hop on board right away, but I might need some time. That's all I'm saying. Just give me the time. I just need the time.
The offer is only good as long as you are in Thay.
Okay. I will, I'll think it over.
Just ring the bell for service. And he turns and leaves.
Oh, it's not just food and drinks the
Yeah.
bell will bring. It's also soul removal,
Apparently a lot
bargains
of
with
different
liches. It's amazing.
I was wondering about this service.
You close the door and get back to your hammock.
20 to 30 minutes later.
He'll get in, and then someone will knock on the door
Someone
again.
else will knock
Son
on
of
the
a
door.
bitch.
Oh my god.
Back to Nulara. The dagger has just said, he's laughing at you. Stuck at the mercy of the Red Wizards, are you? Not a great place to be. Yes,
Honey.
sweetie. Sugar
Listen,
pie,
doll.
You want to be a star?
You want to be a star, don't you?
As if I can hate the fucking dagger more. Yeah, it's like a fucking creepy Hollywood agent.
Sleazy agent.
She's Estelle from Friends. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Yep.
Oh, see, that's more. That's cuter.
Anyways,
Anyway, what do you know about here? Have you been here before?
Oh, yes. Me and the Master, we've been all around, and we know exactly what the Red Wizards are capable of, and let me just tell you, he could grant you so much power. You would be able to deal with these cultists really single-handedly.
Is that right? What, and who's the Master again? What's his name? Did you give me that before? I feel like we haven't communicated one-on-one like this before.
It's been a while, at least a day. But no, the Master, I don't believe I did give you his name. Yeah. Not sure if I'm supposed to give you his name yet. Hold on.
Stupid dagger. Stupid.
Let me just send a quick email.
No, I don't think I'm supposed to give you his name yet.
When we're communicating, Russ, are we, like, in my mind communicating, or am I actually speaking out loud?
You tell me.
Before he's, like, in my head, right?
He's definitely in your head, but how are you communicating to him? Are you talking out loud like Donnie would hear, or are you just verbalizing, like, in your mind?
Well, also, wouldn't Donnie hear that?
Yes.
You would
Donnie
hear that
hears
too,
all
so
those
Donnie hears all. Yep.
Donnie knows what's up.
You and your telepathic connections with everything on your body.
Very, yeah.
I have an open brain policy. Just anyone can just wander on in,
Just have a seat, make yourself at home.
tell me their nonsense or not about their master or not. I feel like it would have to maybe be telepathically because we were communicating before and he's like,
I don't know, we've had scenes where, we've had scenes where you've been having a conversation with it and people have reacted
heard
to
me?
it. I think
Like,
so.
can people hear me? I honestly just can't remember, Russ.
I can't
If
remember.
I
we've
don't think
already
that we can
established.
hear.
I think if you're
The
alone in your room,
conversation.
though, like
last
maybe you're
time-
wandering around touching things, being
Yeah.
like,
The last time you heard from the dagger was when you hugged Thaddeus goodbye, and he was like, just stab him a little bit.
Yeah.
But you
'Cause
didn't
mostly
say
he's
anything in
talking to
response to
me,
that.
right?
Just stab him a little bit.
Yeah. And then, I guess, you probably wouldn't. No, maybe you wouldn't have. I'm trying to think of.
Well, because I don't think so, because I don't think,
Oh, yeah.
like, others don't know so much what's going on with me and him.
Yeah, there's only been a couple back and forths, and everything else is either him just talking to you and you just disregarding. So, yeah, telepathic.
I don't think we know that the dagger is talking to her because it told her that if she tells anyone that she's talking to the dagger, that it'll make her kill them.
Yeah, and I, like, can't ask
Yeah.
them for help and stuff. So, okay. So, in my mind, although Amy is right, in this specific instance, like,
Yeah.
I could be talking out loud
Sure.
because I'm
Yep.
by myself in my room, but
Yep.
what if? So that was a no on the master's name.
Yeah.
It's a roundabout way to learn that was a no.
Well, it's good to establish, though. Yep.
Yeah. What does your master want me to do other than, stab my friends?
Well, now that you and I are here, he has a stake in this battle, just like any other person. Tiamat's return is not ideal for anyone, obviously, as you know. And after we see keeping her to, her hell home, the world would be ripe for a new ruler, so to speak. And with you and me at the master's side, could all go very well for us.
I'm going to say you're not really, like, very forward thinking, because if what you want is to stop Tiamat, you should not have me be stabbing my friends who are actively trying to stop Tiamat. Just saying. Seems like we're on the same side right now.
That was a hindsight moment, hindsight's 2020, okay? See, what I had come from was the cult of the dragon. They wanted everybody dead. And I was trying to work it from the inside, right?
Sure.
Whereas now it was a quick turn. I was like, these two people want to fight over me. Who's stronger? You won that one. And then I said, just like, look, I'm not going to kill anybody.
I am loving this dagger.
So maybe for a while, I'm not saying yes or no to joining your master, but maybe just for the time being, we could put an ixnay on the stabbing of the friends.
Okay, yes, 100%. No stabbing of the friends. However,
Uh-oh.
there's this thing where I get a little thirsty. So,
For blood, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Blood. Or can
Yeah.
we just, you don't need to dance around it. Let's just,
we need to get a little
let's call a bloodthirsty dagger a
stabby.
bloodthirsty dagger. Okay.
From time to time, that might need to happen. Don't know where, don't know when, but I'll let you know. It won't be your friend.
Okay.
Unless, of course, we can't get the thing that we need to make that go away at the time. Then I can't be held accountable for what happens.
Hey, if I know the parameters I'm working with are you need to kill something, I can kill things. I have no problem with killing things.
Beautiful.
I just don't want to stab my friends.
I get it. I didn't want to stab my friends either. Thia, what are you doing?
Does the dagger have friends that are daggers?
Thirst trap
Am
of a
I the
dagger.
dagger's friend? I don't understand how the dagger's mentality
Maybe the
works.
dagger went to
And I
dagger
love it.
school, had to
Okay.
murder its dagger friends.
I know, this is the thing.
There's
Ours
probably a
friends.
whole dagger backstory.
Humanoids,
Only the sharpest and strongest survive.
Exactly.
2 dagger enter, 1 dagger leave, etc., etc.
Thia, what are you doing?
I'm rolling around on my bed naked. I've brought the tray of food onto the bed because walking to get food is for stupid people. And and
That's
I
what
am
the,
just
that's what the
like
saying is.
I'm just like on my bed like this. The tray's in front of me. I got my like feet kicking up behind me. I'm on my tummy. I'm like popping grapes and whatever in my mouth. I'm just having the best time.
A knock
grapes.
comes at the door.
Hello?
Yes.
Speak up. I can't quite hear you.
Okay. Usually people open doors.
You can open it. You got arms. Do you have arms? If you don't, I'm real sorry.
I have one arm.
Okay, well you can use it.
The door slowly opens, and you see what looks clearly like an undead human enter the room, and he slowly leans in.
And just nude. Just doesn't care.
Just
Well, I don't
kicking
think
it.
I'd get dressed for it, but I'd be like, "Ugh, what do you want?
This is part of your disrespect.
Sure.
Yeah, that's right.
at my
right?
butt.
You don't look at my butt. You don't even deserve,
Fair enough.
you don't even deserve a clothed Thea. Oh. What?
Ilmich sent me. Tharchion, Iseldra, Yeth will see you and your friends now.
Okay. You can leave now.
Yes. He slowly
Nice bar.
creeps back.
Yeah, creeps back in. Weirdo.
But
Shut the
wasn't
door
a
behind
punishment.
you. Thea gets dressed.
This is the thrill of my undead life. Bye.
Flint,
The thrill of my undead.
you've just settled back into your hammock, and a knock comes at the door.
I once again struggled to get out of the hammock. Although I've gotten better at it, it only takes me about 15 seconds now to get out of the hammock.
Sure.
In my mind, you just have realized that the most efficient way to get out is the least graceful. Like you
Just
can
hurl
always get
myself
out
on
of
the floor?
yeah, like you can always get out of a hammock quickly. It just like
lean.
is yeah, exactly. It's just awkward and you might hurt yourself, but it's quick.
All right.
Roll for hammock
so
damage.
roll for damage for falling out of the hammock. I go hop back onto my feet after landing on the floor, and I go answer the door. Yeah.
You see a one-armed undead human. He's got hair plastered to his face. He looks down at you and he says, Nigh Ilmich has sent me Tharchion, Iseldra, Yeth. Will see you. Please ready yourself.
Okay. Do I need my weapons, or can I just go like this? Because I'm ready.
The last door was naked.
So I'm way ahead of the game then, is what you're telling me.
Yes.
She got a good
That's
20
weird.
minutes.
Usually I'm the naked one.
Yes. I will knock on the final door and come to fetch you.
All right, well, I'll just go have some of this food, and I'll even leave the door open. Just yell when you need me.
Yes, enjoy the food. And he turns and
And I shoot him a
walks.
quick high five before he turns and walks away.
He looks to move.
I go for like the other side that his
That's
hand
what I
isn't
was
on
just
though, and then I'm
gonna
like,
say.
ooh, and I look all embarrassed, and then go for the other side.
He just hangs his head, but then puts up his one hand.
Nice Foley work.
That's right.
Just a little aside, just a story, because something like this very similarly happened to my brother. So he used to work in a hospital as a lab technician. And one day he was waiting for an elevator. And so it opened and he held the door for someone and he said, hop on in here. The dude only had one leg.
Ooh,
Oh.
So I think the
Oof.
equivalent of maybe getting a high five from
Yeah.
someone with
Yep.
only one arm and going for the wrong side.
totally.
It happens. D&D mimics real life?
Right? Always.
Always?
Sometimes,
Constantly.
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 Can't tell you how many pieces of cutlery in my house are talking to me right now. It's great.
We're all very
Are they
concerned
all
about Carla.
bloodthirsty?
She really
I
needed
do
that
spend
vacation.
a lot of time alone in my place, so
Carla, let's kill the hacky sack guy.
Oh.
I'm sorry, is there a hacky sack guy?
yeah.
Oh, is
let's,
there ever?
Let's discuss that next episode's intro.
Oh, all right.
All right. Stay
look
tuned
forward
next
to
week
it.
to find out about the hacky sack guy.
I'm very
He
excited.
is
I can't
a
wait.
treat.
Nulara, you've just had this. It's basically where we left off, and a knock comes at the door,
Okay, I go open the door.
and you see a one-armed undead human, hair plastered to his face, and he looks at you and he says, "Nye Ilmich sent me. Tharchion Eseldra Yeth will see you now. Are you ready?"
I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right.
I do gather up my things, but most of my things are, I should clarify. I don't bring my traveling pack and my, I grab my weapons and my normal things that I
As
would
you're
have.
grabbing things, he's like, "You will return here before you leave, if you need to leave anything in this room."
Okay. Great.
And he goes and he knocks on Thia's door.
I open it on the one knock, and I'm fully ready. All my weapons are on me.
He looks unimpressed.
So you want to see
And-
that butt again.
I just stare at him.
He keeps walking down to Flint's door.
Well, my door's open, and I'm just standing in the door jamb with a comically large wheel of cheese, and I'm ready to go.
And he leads the way down the hall, around a corner, and down at the end where you see Nye Ilmich. And she is standing at a closed double door. And she says, "Thank you, Edward." And he bows to you and heads off down another hall. And she says, "Tharchion Eseldra Yeth is prepared to see you now. Are you prepared?
Is there anything we need to know in advance?
Just be yourself."
Oh, that's
God.
not good advice.
You're going to regret
Yeah.
that advice.
Yeah. We discussed the titles, the use of titles, yes.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So Tharchion is the title?
Tharchion Eseldra Yeth. Yes.
I should really write this down.
I think I did, and now my notebook is.
She waits for you as you begin scrawling on notepads.
Tharchion Eseldra Yeth. Got it. Thanks, Nielmich.
Of course. Flint Firebeard. You enter a large audience chamber. You see seated in the center on a large throne-like chair a woman who is wearing elegant red robes. She has very pale, fair skin, which gives the appearance of porcelain. She has long, braided, jet black hair, and her eyes appear a deep amber. Jutting out over and pressing into her lower lip, you see fang-like canines. She is accompanied by 10 red wizards and 5 whites. As you approach, she waits until you come to the front of the chamber, and she looks at you and she delivers what appears to be a prepared message. She says, "We find ourselves bound in common cause against common enemies. Those who sought to destroy us in ages past now seek to destroy you. Our thirst for vengeance is strong, as is your thirst for continued life. Our enemy has become your enemy. We know their weaknesses and the ways of destroying them forever, without destroying their usefulness. You have the opportunity to discover their hiding places in your struggle against their cult allies. Together, we can remove them as a threat to both of us. Our agent, Nye Ilmich, will return with you to your city of Waterdeep, there to serve as our liaison to your council. What you learn of the enemy she will relay to us by means of our own. You need only find the enemy. We will deal with them, as is our custom. I am authorized by our eternal master Zaztam to say these things, for I act in his name."
Well, hello there. I'm your Dungeon Master, Russ More. Thanks for joining us for episode 64 of Dumbgeons and Dragons. Come out to Thay! Have a few laughs! Before we get back to the intense negotiations that you know the adventurers are going to bring, we just want to send out a huge thank you to you for coming along on the adventure with us. We've reached a pretty huge milestone recently where we hit 40,000 downloads or listens, and that means that there are a whole bunch of you who have begun listening to us this year, and we are thrilled to have you here with us, so thank you. We have some pretty big goals story-wise coming up in 2019 that we are very excited for as we get closer to the climax of our story. And we think that you are going to love some of the new stuff we're crafting behind the scenes as well. We don't have it all set in stone yet, so I don't want to reveal too much, but it involves some super fun new directions for our players and characters to embark on. Hey, if you're loving what we're doing and you would like to support the show even more, as well as join a wonderful community filled with outstanding people, we invite you to check out our Patreon community over at patreon.com/dumbdragoncast. If you're unaware of how Patreon works, it's a creator-to-patron-driven platform where you, as a supporter of a show, artist, or content creator, can choose to sign up for a monthly fee that fits your budget to become a part of that creator's inner circle, the closest knit people within their community, our community. And by signing up and supporting the creators you love, that allows those creators to be paid for the things they do, which for us has allowed us to invest back in the show to make it sound better and better as we go with new equipment, investing in music and sound effect programs, as well as putting some of our expenses together to get all 4 of us to PodCon in Seattle this January, where we'll get to meet you, if you're going to be there, but also meet a whole ton of creators, sparking new relationships and inspiring even better storytelling for the years to come. We just hosted our monthly Goog Hang for patrons, where patrons at the Squire level and up, that's $2 per month, get together with us and chat about the show, about life, about pretty much anything we want. But we announced some new changes to the Patreon tiers that we will be expanding into the public community in different ways in the new year. So we'd love to have you be a part of this community. And if you're interested to check out all the details, you can visit patreon.com/dumbdragoncast. And if Patreon isn't right for you, we understand. There are so many other ways to support Dumbgeons and Dragons. If you listen to us and love the show we're creating, a review or share of an episode to a friend or family member goes a long way. To thank you, we'll gladly read those reviews that you leave for us on iTunes or Stitcher. And if you leave a review somewhere else, send it to us on social media, and we'll give it a read and talk about how awesome you are. You can find all of our social media links and where to get a hold of us through our website, dumbdragons.com. And thanks to Syrinscape for some of the amazing atmosphere. Make sure you check them out at syrinscape.com to bring your games to life. Links for everything mentioned today can be found in the description. And the next episode will be out Wednesday, December 5th. Jeez, we're in December. Can you believe it? This year's just going to use that cliche, and this year has really flown by. Too much fun, too much excitement, too many things going on. Speaking of which, let's get back to those negotiations. Have a great week. We'll talk soon.
So you want us to find the exiles and tell Nyelnich where they are, and she'll tell you, and you'll help us defeat the cult of the dragon? Am I paraphrasing correctly? My lady.
Tharchion Iseldra, yes.
She looks to Flint and says yes.
And how will you destroy the cult in your own custom, Tharchion Iseldra, yes?
She looks to you and she says,
Oh, she'll look at me.
Our concern is not necessarily with the cult, but the red wizards. She has a disgusted catch in her throat. The exiles who are aiding them. Without them, their plan is void.
Okay.
Flint Firebeard.
Yes.
How long have you been tracking the cult's movements?
Well, at this point, it seems like a lifetime. Sorry, I can't be more specific than that. It has been a long time.
Nulara Moonbrook. When was your first encounter with Wrath Modar?
I don't recall Tharchion Iseldra yet.
Thia Amastacia. What forces are joining the fight against the cult of the dragon?
In the fight against Tiamat, we have the metallic dragons on our side. We have the forces of different armies and groups around Faerun, I guess. The general area of Faerun, I suppose. Yeah. Who are willing to fight with us. The smaller towns themselves are even doing their best to drive them back. If nothing else, it's big community building. It's really bringing everyone together.
People love a shared enemy.
What do you require from us?
Well, the offer of getting rid of the exiled red wizards is absolutely fantastic. Because as you said, Tharchion Iseldra, without them, they will not be able to do the ritual required to bring Tiamat. However, there's a lot going on outside of that with the cult destroying villages and, recruiting other dragons, that just whatever help you're able to offer outside of what you are already prepared to do, we would not say no to.
Flint Firebeard, you are prepared to bring an undead army to your battle?
Would I be the one leading it?
No.
Oh, that's fine. I was just scared. I mean, I have a big soldier background, so I wanted to make sure about that one. Yes, I believe that we will take any help that we can get.
I have a question. With this, I mean, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. The Wizards of Thay have not necessarily been friends of Faerun before. What is to stop you and yours from striking when Faerun is at its weakest with armies of undead already in place, it just raises a few red flags for me.
She continues to look at you, Flint, and says, our issues and our fight is not with Faerun or the Lord's Alliance. It is stopping Rathmodar and the exiled wizards. It is stopping Rashomon from crossing our borders and using our wellspring of power.
So this is more of a protect your own back by cleaning up your mess situation.
Rathmodar believes that bringing Tiamat to the material plane will give him power and favor from the Dragon Queen.
That makes sense. I mean, if anyone could bring her back, of course she would look kindly upon them. It makes sense to me that you would want to nip that in the bud before it were to happen, because if he did gain power, I imagine that would be all sorts of headaches for you and your Zaz Tam.
You are correct. Rathmodar wishes to overthrow Zaztam, to return Thay to what might have been a, in his words, more prosperous time. But know that there is no other prosperous time than under our eternal master Zaztam. Rathmodar must fall.
Then yeah, I don't see a problem with us having the help of an undead army. Is your... One question for you, Tharchion Aseldra-Yeth. Zaztam, is he good on his word?
The word of Zaztam is worth every life in Thay.
Okay, good to know.
And how about the undead lives in Thay?
She does not regard your statement.
She won't stoop to your level, Amy.
Whatever, I just don't want to be held accountable for, and I guess I'm saying this out loud too in the game, I just don't want to be held accountable for, helping with the defeat and the rise of Tiamat, and then also, though, bringing upon an army of undead to then, it's like... I have worries.
There is much to consider, Flint Firebeard.
We'll take it under consideration, certainly.
If there is nothing else, I shall ask you to return to your rooms, and we will discuss matters to find our most effective capabilities in this fight of yours and ours. She stands up, and the red wizards all around her stand up, and unless anybody has anything else to say, she begins to walk out. Everybody make a charisma persuasion check.
Charisma.
Classic charisma. I got a 14.
11.
16.
She walks out, followed by the wizards and the whites, and Nye Ilmich walks up to you and says, I will escort you back to your chambers.
Give us the straight goods here, Niall Mitch. How did that go for us?
On a scale from 1 to 10.
There is much deliberation that Tharchion Aseldra-Yeth will go through. She takes all things into account. She has knowledge of much of the battle thus far, and she will take all things said into account and make a decision by morning.
Okay, so not as bad as it seemed.
Will I die in my sleep tonight? Just a question.
You are safe while you are here.
All right.
She leads you to your rooms, where the doors are open, and inside on the table where the spread was laid, there's a new, very rich dinner left for you. And says, I will return in the morning to
let you know what is to come of our alliance in this battle. And she begins to walk away.
As she walks away, I say, thank you.
So I'm going to turn to my friends and I'm going to say, okay, I got an offer on the table from Zaz Tam to get Bort out of my head. And I'm not really sure of the finer details. I need a little more clarification because it sounds like he wants me to join his army if he helps me out. But I don't know if that's like an immediate thing or if that can be a sign up later after we finish the Tiamat stuff. What should I do? Should I take the offer or...
Okay, well, hold on a second. So he wants you to join their army? His army?
It wasn't very clear to me. I think so.
And for how long?
That's a good question. I'm not really sure.
Okay, well, I think, maybe getting some extra details might be good. What happens if you leave Bort in there? One of you disappears entirely?
Eventually, yep.
Do we know which one?
I can't guarantee, I don't think.
Roll a d20 there, Tom.
I'm not wearing any underwear.
Even less than that as of when this is released.
Okay, well then it's still accurate.
Yeah, whatever. It is less than 2 months.
Well, I mean, technically, Amy, if you're talking about right now, it's more than 2 months away.
Exactly.
But I was assuming that you were talking about when it was being released and were therefore right in the first part.
I also thought you were like,
yeah,
you were
I was time
accounting
jumping
for that.
Yeah,
Yeah, you were. You nailed it.
I just fuck shit up.
Yep.
All right, you're the one that has to
down.
edit it.
Yeah, it's true.
Slap some Russ More magic on it, and it never happened.
Exactly.
When Tharchion Eseldra Yeth. I gotta get that right. Tharchion Eseldra. Oh, there's a lot of She opens the door. And you see the page.
Something spooky.
Wrote things on.
Russ, would you say that amber is the color of her energy?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Thanks, Carla.
I thought Russ was going to do it. I was trying to wait.
Missed it.
It's a 311 song.
This that dope 311 track that the hacky sack guy def listens to.
More teasing for the hacky sack guy. I love it.
A lot of build up. This story better be good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
There was a quiz. So
I was not prepared for a quiz.
I feel like, you just got back from spring break and the teacher drops a fucking test on you.
Right? And there's a quiz.
I feel like I really need to enter all of my notes into a Word document so I can search for keywords.
Control F.
Exactly, because I def have that in my notes.
Are we not living up to our end of things, Russ?
No, it's fine. It's good. It's perfect. All this awkward pauses is exactly what I wanted.
Oh, I know this
No.
Lucky.
one. You guys damn it. She gets the easy one.
Who the fuck's Rath Modar?
I don't know.
I think Russ made it up. I think it's a Star Wars character that he dropped in. He thought we wouldn't know
George
this.
Lucas's rejected Star Wars character names.
Absolutely.
No, that's fine.
You just give up on your own notes because you couldn't read them.
Yeah, and people
No,
are
it's
asking
fine.
for this shit in Patreon.
I know. I don't know why. Guys, don't pay for that.
No, it's
Get him
not
to
that
type
Russ
it out.
can't read it. It's that we're not giving him anything to work with.
I totally had the answer to that one.
You did.
Yeah, but he wasn't expecting that.
No, it's good. And Rath Modar must fall.